Hi, good morning. Well, it's morning here. Listen, I have perfected these cookies. I mean, it was by mistake, but still, we're gonna call it a win. Um, this other place that is like cookies and don't let the cookie, you know what I mean? They have a cookie like this, and I thought I am not spending that much money when I can do it at home. So, by fault, I figured it out. But you need now the reason why I chose the dark chocolate fudge brownie mix, always Duncan Hines though, is because it only required one egg where the other ones required two. And when eggs were like $17 a dozen, I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not paying it. So I purchased the brownie mix that required one egg. So you put your brownie mix in, you put your egg, crack your egg, throw it away, or you can put it in compost, whatever. And then you put a half a cup of oil, is what it calls for, anyways. And 3 tablespoons of water. All right. But last time I didn't put as much oil. And, anyways, these came out perfect this past time. So I'm like, I'm putting all the oil, I'm putting 3 tablespoons of water, and it'll be perfection. Well, I didn't know, but it was. So that's good. All right. And then just mix it until all the dry ingredients. Now, if you are new to baking, when you make brownies or pretty much anything, you will get pockets of dry batter that you need to, get through. So, okay, stir it up. And once it's stirred and you don't have any more pockets of, I even do it, and I'm kind of an experienced baker. It's hard sometimes. Put a cup of chocolate chips in there. They can be semi-sweet. They can be milk chocolate, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever you like. Now, the semi-sweet might be less sweet of a cookie because these cookies really, truly are not for the faint at heart. They're good and they're kind of sweet. And so if you like chocolate and peanut butter and sweetness, you're going to like these. Okay, I have my oven set at 350, and I'm going to use my Pampered Chef medium scooper to make the cookies. I'm going to put 12 on I use parchment paper too. I'm going to put 12 on the cookie sheet and bake them. Now, I'm not going to tell you how long I'm baking them until I bake them because I don't remember exactly, but I want to tell you exactly. Now, everyone's oven is different. You guys know that, right? So what takes mine, and it's not on convection, which one day I'm going to get my convection oven. I had it at the other house, and I don't have it at this house, and it's so sad. But one day I will. So I do miss my convection oven. But it's just regular 350. We're going to pop them in the oven and bake. All right. Okay, I had 2 in there, so I think it would depend if you don't have 2 in there. So it's 11 minutes, and it's a fine line of how you stop cooking them, because baking them. You do not want to do them over because they're going to be hard. So they're, you can touch them and they're fine. They don't look doughy or gooey. So that's when you pull them out and then let them cool on the sheet because it'll continue to bake for a little bit. Okay. While these are cooling, you can start making the peanut butter frosting. So I'm going to actually, the half batch isn't quite enough, but this is going to be way too much. But that's okay because, okay, so you take a softened stick of real butter, not margarine, and stick it in there. This is actually, I don't know if I already repeated this, my buckeye recipe. So at some point I'm going to make some buckeyes just because I know this will be way too much. So then I put it on a scale just because it's easier for me to do a scale. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. And I need 8 ounces of peanut butter in there. Okay. I took this out, so now I have to reweigh it. So it goes to 0. Okay. 8 ounces of peanut butter, which is like a cup. I just don't like to put it in a cup because it's such a pain scooping it out. All did not come out of my mouth. It's just, all right, almost done. Probably just a little, because it's at 7.9. Perfect. Not. It's over by 2, which is not a big deal, really. But, okay, there it is. 8 ounces. Okay. So what you do with that is beat it together. Get rid of the scale. Just turn on your beater and just beat it up. You could say just beat it. That is a song back in the day. Okay, because the butter is soft and the peanut butter is soft, it's going to look like yumminess. All right. So after you do that, you're going to add with this again. Ooh, it dribbled. All right. I'm going to zero that out. I'm going to add 12 ounces of powdered sugar to it, which powdered sugar is so light and fluffy that it takes forever. You think, oh my gosh, you're putting way too much, but I'm not. We're only at 6 ounces here. So we have 6 more to go. Don't breathe in because it'll make you cough. Come on, any day now. Okay, we're at 11.5. So now you just got to keep. Perfect. Okay, so we're at 12. And I was like looking for the lid. You don't ever want to get powdered sugar, like drop it in your kitchen or anything, because what a mess, for real. Okay, and you're just going to start combining these. And it'll get stiffened here. Might have to use my other hand. My dominant hand, because, you know, it does get crumbly. Might have to go faster even. If you like peanut butter, the smell of this is so good. Whoops. I stopped it. You gotta make sure you get all the way on the bottom and in the around. Okay, I think I did. And we're gonna be done. Now, hold on just a second. Okay, at this moment, this is how it looks. And this is my buckeye recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop it out of the medium scoop, and you just squeeze them together, because this would be way too much, but the other recipe, half, is not enough. So just nicely put it in a ball. And I do get a lot of compliments on my buckeyes. Just saying. They like them. Now, I usually use the small, the small Pampered Chef scooper to make the buckeyes. But I'm just going to use this for now. Make a few. You can always put these in the freezer, and then when people come over or whatever, you'll have them ready to go, which is nice because then you just melt your chocolate, dip them, and they're frozen, so they set really quickly. But really, truly, this doesn't crumble. It's such a good recipe for buckeyes. And so you're wondering how I'm going to do the probably frosting. I just add milk until it gets creamy. And that's probably because if you don't make the buckeyes, or this kind of can be a little tricky, I guess, for y'all, but I think you'll be okay. Just kind of eyeball it. All right. That's it on the buckeyes. So I made 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I should make 10. Because let's just be even here. Even Steven. Okay, so 10 buckeyes. And we're going to start adding the milk. You can use, I've never used like alternative milk. The only one I've used is the Fairlife, and it works just like milk. So let me measure for y'all. Let's see. We'll do this together. 1, 2 tablespoons. Let's see what we get. It's kind of just like a, okay, what's going on? I don't know. And you want to make sure you get all of it. And truly, if you don't have enough, you can break up one of those buckeyes and you'll be fine. All right, well, that was perfect, actually. And I just give it a good whip. I think I want it a little thinner because I just do. So I'm going to add, I don't have a half tablespoon. I'm going to just do half of this. So, okay. Because if it's too thick, it's not going to stick to your cookie. And then it'll be kind of a mess. All right. I feel like that's good. And then what I do is, now you don't have to do this. You can use a knife if you want. But I buy these pastry bags. And you can even put it in a Ziploc bag if you want. Just kind of squeeze it through like you do anything else. But I just put it, little tip, in a pastry bag. So it's quick and easy and simple for me. This is the consistency. I'm going to stir it up, make sure I got every bit of it. Okay, looks like I did. Okay. If it's too thick, it'll bust your bag open, like one of these. Not your, if you have a cloth bag, but one of these little cheapos. And I don't like to have to come back and put more in, so I try to get it all in. just because that's just me. Y'all don't have to do that. Okay. My kids are always like, Mom, let me have the bowl. I'm like, okay. And then squeeze it down. Okay. Just a second. Remember I told you if it's too thick, it'll bust. It's about to bust. So what that means is you have to either let it bust through, which is a pain in the tail, and you don't want that, or put more milk. Whoops. It happens to the best of us. A lot of waste going on here. I should have realized it wasn't thin enough. So let's add our half teaspoon of milk. See where that leaves us. I'm kind of glad it did it because I'm like, is that too thick? Is it, So I can show you that it was not thin enough. Okay. And we're going to add another half. So what are we at? 3.5. 3.5 tablespoons. Because we had 2, then we had a half, and then we had another half just now, and then another half. So 3.5. Okay. Yes, this is so much nicer. Now, with this, you could use it for whatever. It's good on graham crackers. With some chocolate, you have a little s'more. It's good on anything. All right. Now, the consistency is more pliable, I guess. All right. Now, hopefully, you watch the whole thing or look at the recipe because I'll make sure I put 3.5. Because I don't want you to mess up like me. Although, that's actually how I made these cookies is by messing up. Which, they say you learn by mistakes, which I do firmly believe. All right, let's try this one more time. Now, I could have rewound it, and I'm like, no. I want you to see. I do that with my students. I teach, and I make mistakes, and I say, you know what? No one's perfect except Jesus, so we all make mistakes. No big deal. And if you are a perfectionist and you're like, oh my gosh, then I'm really sorry. Because it's not going to be like that on here, but, that's just the way it is. All righty. So, let's try this one more time. I don't know why it's not going down. I don't know if it's too thick in here. Come on now, work with me. Okay. You talk to your food. All right, so we have these. You can see here. All right, so that's going to be a little thicker than what's coming out now. There we go. All right, so you just put a little bit on, kind of in the middle. All right, once you got that on, you will take, Duncan Hines is doing well. Dolly Parton, who doesn't love Dolly Parton? I love Dolly Parton. She's like one of my favorite singers. Take out some Dolly Parton frosting. And then what you're going to do is put it in the microwave for just a couple seconds. Let's do 10. Now, I usually have in the refrigerator. 10 might be too much. You just want it to where it is just pliable, where you can just spread it on. So about like that. Okay. If you overdo it, throw it away because it's not going to ever coagulate or whatever it's called. Coagulate, whatever. Get back to where it's supposed to be. So just throw it away and start over. Okay. So then you can just put a little dab on top. You don't have to cover the whole peanut butter. I just kind of put it in the middle. And then let it set up and you are good to go. You can wrap them, you can eat them, you can do whatever you want. Okay, this is about it. Already did the other ones over there. So the batch makes 12, 24, 25, 26, 27, about 27. So that's a good batch. All right, and there you have it, all done. This is what it looks like. I don't want to drip. Okay, since I have leftover, I got 2 graham crackers, and I'm going to put on 1 graham cracker peanut butter, so like that. And on the other, I'm not going to melt it. I'm going to put some frosting. Not too much. Okay. And then I'm going to put it together for a yummy little sandwich. So you're not wasting this. You probably have like, I don't know how many things you can do. But it looks like you can probably do several or just make more buckeyes, whichever. But anyways, that is my cookie recipe. Have a good day.